Donald Trump's top national security advisor John Bolton is headed to Moscow to pave the way for a possible U.S Russia summit.While he's there, the hard-charging, bristle-moustachioed envoy is expected to meet with questions about how the U.S. is acting with regard to Syria.The state-run RIA Novosti news agency cited Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Bogdanov on Monday, saying the war-torn nation will be on his agenda. Bolton's spokesman Garrett Marquis first mentioned the likelihood of a Russia journey last week in a tweet, saying he would travel to Moscow after stops in London and Rome to discuss a potential meeting between Presidents Trump and Putin. At the time, Putin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov deflected questions about whether the two leaders would meet when Trump travels to Europe the week after next. For a NATO summit, we have nothing to say yet, and if and when we are ready we will make the relevant statement, Peskov said then. Washington-Moscow ties have been strained by the special counsel Russia probe. Trump added stress when he pulled out of the Obama-era Iran nuclear deal. And the U.S. has been streadfast in its condemnation of the Kremlin for a poisoning attack of a former Russian spy in the United Kingdom. The last Trump-Putin meeting was a brief encounter in November 2017 during an APEC leaders summit in Vietnam. Secretary of State Mike.Pompeo said in an interview broadcast Saturday that he expects Bolton's visit to bear fruit in the form of a bilateral summit. "I think it's likely President Trump will be meeting with his counterpart in the not-too-distant future following that meeting," Pompeo said in an interview with conservative talk radio host Hugh Hewitt.Pompeo said the U.S. was trying to find places where we have overlapping interests with Russia, but protecting American interest where we do not. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov emphasized last week that Moscow was ready for contacts with Washington and also said any agreement on a high-level meeting would be announced in advance of it. Trump and Putin discussed a face-to-face meeting in March when Trump called the Russian leader to congratulate him on his re-election. Both the White House and Kremlin revealed that Trump had invited Putin to visit the White House. That raised eyebrows among Democrats who have long suggested a cozy relationship between the two men led to Trump's election victory in 2016. Trump said June 15 during an unannounced gaggle with reporters outside the White House that it's possible he could sit down for a Putin summit in July, and it's much better if we get along with them than if we don't. He was responding to questions about his assertion that Putin's government should be readmitted to the G7 group of nations, which was known as the G8 before Russia sent troops into Crimea in 2014 and seized the Black Sea Peninsula from neighboring Ukraine. Trump blamed his predecessor, Barack Obama, for that turn of events. "Putin didn't respect President Obama," he said. "President Obama lost Crimea, just so you understand. This was long before I got there." Austria has offered to host a Trump-Putin summit, which a White House official said Monday could happen after the president's July trip is over. In addition to the two-day NATO summit in Brussels, he is scheduled to spend a day in London and two more in Scotland, where his real estate management company owns two-story golf courses. That would make July 16 the likely date.